Alright, hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a picking out my TBR for March. Today is March 1st, and last month I did not have a good reading month at all. I didn't finish any of the books that I started to read, and I actually have them right here. So I started to read this, and I got to page 47. I don't know what chapter I'm on, but yeah. And then I was also reading this book as well. You guys are on my bookshelf, so yeah. So I was actually reading this as well. I did not finish this either. Let me check what page I was on. I was on page 144 and 145, so that's that one. And then yeah, and then I wasn't reading anything else, but yeah. And then at the end of the month I actually started to read on my phone. I started to read the Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, and I started to read that. And then also, let me get my iPad right quick. And then I'm gonna show you guys on my iPad what I'm reading, the audiobook of The Bodyguard, and I like it so far. I'm like an hour into it, so yeah. Okay, so let's pick let's pick our books. So I'm gonna show you guys my books. So I'm gonna show you guys my books so you guys can get like an idea. So yeah, so I have, these are my books in like color coded, and then here's the bottom, and then these are just like the last blue book I have, and then pink. I already read this, and then these books are the rest, and then these black books. So yeah, excuse me if I sound a little nasally. I think, yeah, I don't know why that is. But okay, so I was thinking for March, I was thinking Twilight, because Twilight, I don't know, I kind of want to read this, or we can read, this book, which I really like this book because of the cover, but I could read Beautiful Boy by David Sheff. Well, let me kind of talk about I should probably talk about these, shouldn't I? So this is Twilight by Stephenie Meyer, and yeah, it doesn't really have anything on here, but it does say this about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. I probably said that word like so wrong, but it's fine. And I'm pretty sure that everybody knows this series. There's like so many books here. I have like the Twilight Saga here on the back. But yeah, I've watched all the movies. I just wanted to like read the book, and I did try to read the book when I was like younger, but I wasn't really a big reader then. But yeah, I feel like this could be fun read. This could be a fun read. Okay, and then Beautiful Boy. Oh, by the way, like all of the books that I'm saying right now are just suggestions for me, because I don't want to force myself to read books like, I'm a mood reader, so I just read whenever I feel like it. So yeah, but here is Beautiful Boy. This is actually a motion picture movie right now. It's already out. It's been out for like a couple years now. I haven't watched the movie, but I do want to eventually. But let me read the back for you guys so you guys can know about it. So yeah, it says, "What happened to my beautiful boy, to our family? What did I do wrong?" Those were the wrenching questions that haunted David Sheff's journey through his son's Nick's addiction to drugs and tentative steps toward recovery before Nick became addicted to crystal meth. He was a charming boy, joyous and funny, a varsity athlete and honor student adored by his two younger siblings. After meth, he was charmingly Wraith, who lied, stole, and lived on the streets. David Sheff's traces the first warning signs, the denial, the 3 a.m. phone calls. Is it Nick? The police? The hospital? His preoccupation with Nick became an addiction in itself. But as a journalist, he instinctively researched every treatment that might save his son, and he refused to give up on Nick. So, yeah. So I was really I was really intrigued by this book and the story of it. So I was like, and when the movie came out, I was interested in it. I didn't know it was a book until a little bit later, but I loved this copy, so I wanted to get it because it's it has the actors Steve Carell and then Timothy Chalamet in it. I think that's how you say his name. Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. Okay. And then another one that I really want to read is, I want to read this book. Sorry, I'm trying to find whichever books I'm trying to find. So I want to read this book called Hooked by Emily McIntyre. And I've heard so many good things about this book, and Alexa Ray actually read this book, and I was like, ooh, it looks like a good book. And it's basically it's a retelling of Peter Pan, and it's basically the story of James and Wendy. So yeah, so I'm just gonna read the back for you guys so you guys can see what this is all about. Okay, so he wants revenge, but he wants her more. James has always had one agenda: destroy his enemy, Peter Michaels. When Peter's 20-year-old daughter, Wendy, shows up in James' bar, he sees his way in, seduce the girl, and use her for his revenge. It's the perfect plan until things in James' organization began to crumble. Suddenly, he has to find the traitor in his mess, and his plan for revenge gets murkier as James starts to see Wendy as more than just a pawn in his game. Wendy has been cloistered away most of her life by her cold, wealthy father, but a spontaneous night out with friends turns into an intense and addictive love affair with the dark and brooding James. As much as she knows James is dangerous, Wendy can't seem to shake her desire for him. But as their relationship grows more heated and learns more about the world he moves in, she finds herself unsure if she's falling for the man known as James or the monster known as Hook. So that is Hooked, everyone. And oh, I didn't even show you guys the font. So yeah, so this is just a random chapter. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but just look at the font. It's very like easy to read font, and then I'll show you guys the other ones too in case you want to know. Ooh, this one's kind of small, but that's that one. And then for Twilight, I think it has pretty big. Oh wait, no, this is like small. I didn't realize that it was this small, but it kind of looks small, but it's like normal size, but you don't, because you're not gonna squint in your eyes when you read it, but it's definitely small words. Okay, and then one more book that I'm really thinking of reading in March is one book that I've heard a lot about last year. Hold on, let me move my camp. There we go. One I've heard about a lot last year, but I didn't get to read it, is this book. It's called Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. And yeah, like I really like, when I read it for the first time, I really was intrigued by it and I wanted to read it. So yeah, these are the words. And then yeah, and then okay, so I'm just gonna read the back for you guys. So it says, Archer's Voice. I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Pillion, Maine, to forget everything I had left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my skin. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again. But the moment I meet Archer Hale, my entire world tilts on its axis and it never rights itself again. Until I trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one. Yet, in his whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There is so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me, on me. But this town is mirrored in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive center of it all. So much passion and so much hurt. But it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. So yeah, that is Archer's Voice, guys. Yeah, like this, it just seemed like really good love story. And I can't wait to read it. Let me just put this back here. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye.